I didn't genuinely think that this could get any worse, but it did. So the rest of the pages came out for Jujutsu Kaisen's latest chapter, and it was worse. Not only did Akutami already disrespect Gojo by having absolutely nobody mourn him whatsoever, he also made Sukuna worse, at least in my opinion. So the main pages that were missing was an actual conversation between Mahito and Sukuna. Because Mahito's ability affects the soul, he sits on the pathway between the souls and the next cycle, which is just all kinds of strange because Gojo didn't see him in the afterlife, but for some reason Sukuna is. And then it's revealed that Sukuna was lying this entire time. It turns out he was never fighting for his own whims, he was fighting for revenge. So his big thing about hedonism and basically doing anything that just satisfies him and only him, yeah, apparently that was all fake. According to Mahito, Sukuna lived for revenge for those who persecuted him whenever he was young. But to be fair, Sukuna does disregard this and say, what's the difference between what you said and me just saying I live by my own ideals? And I understand that argument, but why even throw in then that it turns out it was all just a revenge story to begin with? And then here's the worst part. Sukuna acknowledges he had two different paths to walk down. So he says, should there be a next time, perhaps I'll go down the other path. In other words, being a good guy. Yes, Yuji literally talk no jutsu'd this man. He actually talk no jutsu'd Sukuna. To the point that if Sukuna were to resurrect, he would want to go down the other path and be a good guy instead of taking revenge and just being a guy who unalives people at his own leisure. So let me get this straight. All of these theories about Gojo coming back and the entire conversation about going north and going south and all of the hints that Gojo could possibly want to go north was all for Sukuna instead. And he knows that the fandom has been fiending for Gojo coming back because he's been preying on that so that we would come and read the manga by showing things like Yuta taking over Gojo's body. But that was all just a fake out. It turns out the entire time he was just going to give that to Sukuna. Or even if that wasn't the plan the entire time, does that not feel like the biggest slap in the face that everybody wants Gojo to come back, but instead you're going to hint at the very end that the person who's actually going to resurrect and come back in another life is going to be the guy who unalived Gojo? At this point, it's genuinely hard to believe that it's not out of spite for his actual own community. I want to firmly believe that Akutami isn't doing that and isn't just trying to spite his community, but it's getting harder and harder to believe that at this point. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be possible, but the additional pages literally made this worse for me. But like usual, let me know what you guys think, because for me, this was straight garbage.